Hello all and welcome to another update in the Retrokit 2023 60 challenge, which I am doing for 2023, which is for me to get 100,000 Gamerscore in just Xbox 360 Gamerscore alone this year. And whilst doing that, I'm going to be trying to unlock as many achievements in as many different Xbox 360 games I own as possible, and this is all in memory of a good friend which we all lost far too soon here in our small little YouTube community, John, also known as Retrokit, hence the name of the challenge. Now we've got 123 different games which I've unlocked at least one achievement in to get through. So grab yourself a drink, sit back, kick your feet up, because this could take a while, but I will try and get through them as quickly as possible. But we have made a nice dent into how many games I've got, and I can't wait to although as much as I'm enjoying this, I can't wait to get to the end of it at the same time, because I like to sink some more time sort of into a specific game, finish the game and get as much out as I can, or get that 1000G completion and talk about it. But anyway, we are still getting one achievement out of as many games as possible, the odd one or two more here and there. So let's crack on with it, and it's starting with Condemned in February. Found a dead bird in the Wiseman office building. That's an early collectible which you can get not too far into the game. I did go onto TA. Every game I researched on TA to see what sort of achievement I could get first. So I knew about this collectible and it wasn't that far into the game. So we found the dead bird in the Wiseman office building and got that one done. So after Condemned, we played Condemned 2. We complete the first environmental finishing move, something that you'll do very early on, pretty much in sort of the tutorial phase of the game, so you ain't got to worry about that too much. Even if you didn't learn it properly, you're probably going to fluke it in the game somewhere anyway, so yep, you're going to get plenty of those through a complete playthrough. Okay, conflict denied ops is next. Ensured BMP survived until the end of the monastery. Let's basically finish in the first level. I do remember that being quite lengthy, but at the same time it wasn't too difficult. I think obviously for speed I'm playing nearly every game on the easiest difficulty possible for the certainly first time around to get achievements done. So that was basically for finishing the first level, and it did take a while. I think it wasn't a bad game. I quite enjoyed actually playing through the level, but it did take, I want to say, around about 45 minutes ish, I think, to get the level done. I can't quite remember. It might have been a little bit shorter, but it certainly would have been longer. Right, Crackdown 2, collecting agility orb. They are everywhere, and that was after we did this, which is basically the tutorial part of the game. So after I did that, I was just like, well, might as well grab an agility orb. They are everywhere, so it's not going to be hard to find. Some of them might be hard to find, but it's not going to be hard to find your first one. So we did that very quickly. Right, Create. We earned your first spark, which is basically the currency within the game. Again, the first level kind of is very tutorial-ish. It asks you to put a ramp next to a sea, and then once you've sort of done that, you trigger off this vehicle that moves, and you solve the first challenge by doing that. And that either unlocks it as you finish that level or after you back out of the level and go into the next one, and you unlock theme parks. So you pretty much get 3 straight away in this game. It's not too difficult to do. Right, the first Crackdown is above that. Unlock your first supply point. I do believe that is the first mission you're actually tasked with. So once you've done that first mission, you'll get your first supply point. Achievement unlocked, doesn't take long at all. Crisis 2 above that. Complete in at the deep end. First mission of the game. Might be a prologue, might be the tutorial. We're right at the beginning of the month and I played a lot of games, so struggling to remember too much. But a lot of the first achievements in games can be tutorials, prologues, first missions, and I think this might have been a tutorial, because I think the second one is also a tutorial. No, that is the second one. The second game I'm going to talk about, which is Crisis 3, I believe that is complete tutorial. Yes, that's not too hard to do. 15 minutes-ish or so, I believe that took me, but not difficult to do. As I say, tutorial, everything's there for you, the prompts are there, doesn't take long. CSI Fatal Conspiracy, got 3 out of this one. The first achievement is for just watching the opening sequence, but once that's out of the way and done, you're in the first case file. Visit the options menu, and it's a little bit misleading there. It's not the options menu on the main title screen. Once you're in the first mission, you've got your little phone in the bottom left hand corner which you can select to do things with. There's an options menu in there. That's where you need to go, and also that's where you also need to open a case file as well for this achievement. So we popped 3 achievements out of CSI Fatal Conspiracy nice and quickly, not difficult at all. The Cursed Crusade, win the Tournament of Ekrai, I think that's how you pronounce it. That is quite a way into the game. I think I spent a good hour to an hour and a half with this game. Getting there and doing the tournament, not difficult. Again, a lot of it is tutorial based and telling you what to do, but it is quite a way into the game if I remember rightly. Not difficult, just quite a way into the game. Damage Inc. above that. Complete a mission in campaign mode, single player or co-op. I do believe this was pretty much tutorial, but there was a lot to do. There was about 8 or 9 different things to do, perhaps even hit double figures. But it wasn't difficult. But again, we spent about half hour, 45 minutes with this one. Right, above that is Damnation. We ended up getting 2 out of this. Oh, I remember why now. Yes. Your co-op partner collected 1 emblem, so went on TA, saw that this was sort of the first achievement that you could come across. It's not too far into the first level. There's sort of this flight of stairs in front of you, and there's a blue glowing emblem in front of you. You go and pick that up. But I also learned that this was pretty much, you could pick this up straight after that, picking up that emblem, because you have to scale up a wall by jumping off sort of wall to wall to wall, and that is chaining together 3 physical abilities in 5 seconds or less when you do that. So, I thought while I'm there, we'll just pop that one quickly. Dance Revolution, Dancing Stage Universe. Spent a bit of time with this. We cleared everything in the simple challenge mode. It's a little bit misleading, or maybe I just didn't read things properly. But when you're in that challenge mode, some of the challenges are a bit strange. Like because I didn't do this for dance mode. I did this with the control pad and the 4 buttons. But one of the challenges, I was like, why am I failing this? It turns out the challenge was to only hit the notes with these 3 buttons and ignore the ones with this button, and that's what I did. And I've accidentally hit that button by doing that. But after I realised the mistake I was making, those simple challenges were exactly that. They were simple. And I actually spent a bit of time with it, and I thought, you know what, they're worth 50G each, so we'll do 10 songs, we'll do 20 songs, and then we'll call it a night. I think that was literally this was my last game of the night, and I went to bed that night. But I think there's 30 songs and 40 and maybe even 50 as well. So we'll return to that. We'll get a bit out of that quite easily. I'm not sure if I'll get the completion on that. Dark. This was a vampire stealth game. I ended up enjoying this, so I kind of stuck with it for a bit. So this is basically the first person that you can kill. You sneak up behind them, hold A, and you'll drain the blood out of them, and that is even why you're doing the tutorial. So we complete the tutorial and we kill someone with blood. So subdued 5 opponents and fed on them. I nipped into TA for this one, and because I thought to myself, I surely would have had that by now. But if you press and hold A, you get a bar as you're draining their blood, and the trick was to wait for the bar to drain right down, and instead of letting it run out, just stop and let it build. And as it's building up again, they're sort of dazed and that, and then you just go on them again. And that way, you do that 5 times, you'll get that achievement. And then I thought, you know what, Shadow Leap button. You have to wait for it to recharge, unfortunately. It's a 1-button press. Wait for it to recharge, press. Wait for it to recharge, press. And obviously I had a few Shadow Leaps done as I was getting to where I'd got. Because I did end up playing this for a couple of hours. It was actually a lot more enjoyable than I thought it would be, because I'm not much of a stealth game fan, but I ended up enjoying this one quite a bit. Okay, above Dark is Dark Messiah of Magic something elements. Forgot a lot of what that says. Complete tutorial. Again, you're going to see a lot of this. Tutorials don't take long, and I don't believe this one did. So quick 5G out of that one. Thank you very much. The Darkness, I spent a bit of time. I quite enjoyed this. So I learned how to do an execution move, and then I made sure I did it 25 times before I finished the game. And in between it, you kind of get that along the way if you get as far as I did. A collectible item, you pick up these like little 4-digit numbers which you have to go to a phone and dial in. And then when you go to a phone and dial it in, you unlock the collectible. I think that was the one that I was originally going to be aiming for, but then I did that, and I got that before I even got that. But when you go to the phone, you don't have to remember the numbers. It actually says also, dial 1 2 3 4, which you've already picked up, and you just click on that. and then it'll dial it in for you and get the collectible. So yeah, we did that, and I thought, you know what, we've executed quite a few enemies, we'll just hang about and do 25, which is what I did. So spent a bit of time with that, got 45G out of it. So after Darkness was the Darkness 2, survived the hits, purchase a talent single player campaign. I do believe that is the first level, and even before you finish the first level, you come to the sort of portal things where you can buy talents, and I think you can pretty much buy a talent straight away. First time you come across one, you've got a few points. So we did that, finished the first level, or got that first storyline progressional achievement as well. So yeah, did that, didn't take too long, I believe. Darksiders, got a couple out of this one. Collect the Earth Caller, meet Vulgrim. Oh right, this is a little bit into the game. You meet Vulgrim, then he asks you to collect 500 souls, which I did in sort of the area that I was in. You do it by killing like easy enemies and even smashing up sort of blocks and crates and things like that, and then you take the 500 souls back to Vulgrim, and then boom, you end up collecting the Earth Caller by doing that. So those two are not too far apart, but I do believe it took me probably a good half hour or so to get to the Vulgrim bit. I actually kind of enjoyed that game. Right, Darksiders 2 above it, defeat the Crowfather. It's basically finishing the first level. Again, I think it was quite tutorial heavy, so it wasn't too difficult. It was quite a big old boss, I remember rightly, and it might have even taken a couple of attempts because I wasn't very good at this game. I can't quite remember, but it wasn't too difficult anyway. I think I might have failed first time through my stupidity or just not doing something properly, but it wasn't too difficult to do, and again, it's storyline progressional, so it's not one that you can miss. Right, Dark Souls above that. Light Bonfire Flame. It was something I was prompted to do very early on, and I did it. I literally walked up to it and pressed A. That was it. Wasn't difficult at all. And then above that will be Dark Souls 2. Now, die for the first time. I wasn't just going to have that sitting there on the card on its own, even though I knew it would be an easy achievement to do. I just walked off the nearest edge. But yeah, Reclaim Flesh and set as an undead is basically created your character. So we made sure we did that as well. And then we walked off the edge and died. So 20G just quickly nipped out of Dark Souls 2. Darkstar 1, this is, I didn't really like this. It's kind of sort of spacey, mission-y game. Yeah, first assignment accomplished. Again, very tutorial heavy. You won't have to worry too much about having to work out what to do to get your first assignment accomplished. But yeah, you'll have to spend a little bit of time with it. Again, around about the half-hour mark. Dead Island Riptide, I really enjoyed Dead Island, so I was really enjoying that I got to play another Dead Island game. And yep, Dead Island Riptide, escape from the ship, something you do pretty much at the beginning of the game to kick off the game. Again, doesn't take too long, 15-20 minutes I do believe. I'm probably being a bit generous there as well. Very early on you'll get that one. Dead Rising, so this was the one that I was aiming for, and then I got this by accident because you're in this small area and there's literally just an absolute flood of zombies, and your idea is to sort of navigate around and run up some stairs. So I just thought, well, what if I kill as many as I can here before moving on, because there's loads of weapons down here for me as well. So I was hacking away, the counters on the screen of how many zombies I've got, and I thought, wow, that's a lot of dead zombies on the floor. Maybe I can get the style points one, or whatever it's called. The points you get scored for how good your photo is. So I thought I'll do that, and little did I know I'd taken a photo of at least 1,000 zombies by pure fluke and accident. But I was going for the 1,000 zombies one. Oh, sorry, 50 target markers. Sorry, it's no way it was 1,000 zombies because I had killed 1,000 zombies by then. But yeah, I basically fluked it. It was easily 50 target markers around when I took that photo. Well, after I just mauled probably a good couple of hundred zombies in that hole. Didn't even know about that achievement or go for it. But yep, we got 1,000 zombies anyway. Before we moved on to Dead Rising 2, we did something very similar, 500 this time. Not a bad start, apparently. We also created a combo weapon. I got prompted to do that when I walked up to a bench at some point whilst going for this quite early on in the game. I had to sort of navigate my way through the building and a little bit of a tutorial section before I could start really killing zombies. And yep, we went for that, but got prompted to do that along the way. So got a couple of achievements out of that one very early doors. Dead Rising 2 off the record. Got a medal on challenge. It says participant in small letters at the bottom. But yeah, I was pretty much challenged to do a challenge straight away on the roof of a building. It wasn't difficult. There's gold, silver and bronze in it. I think I nearly got gold, didn't quite get gold on the challenge. I got a silver, but I got a medal, so it popped that achievement very, very early on. Not difficult at all. Dead to Right's Retribution, clear a path for Jack. Again, this is a prologue mission, but when you take control of the dog and you're performing takedowns, hopefully you'll get one where he bites the groin and gets you an achievement called Scrotality. What a name, what a name. And what a little image there of a nutcracker and a nut next to it. But yeah, not difficult achievements to do, and quite a fun game from what little I played so far. Looks like that could be one to return to quite soon. Def Jam Icon, this was a strange achievement. I looked at all the achievements on TA and a lot of them were looking like they were quite difficult. There's a lot of online stuff on this, offline obviously, servers down, but play your Def Jam Icon save playlist in My Soundtrack. You have to get a CD, put it in your Xbox and basically rip the CD to your Xbox, which is something it can do. And you want to save it as, I would, again, if you're going to go for this achievement, please look at the true achievement description. You save it something specific, literally like Def Jam Icon soundtrack or something like that, or just Def Jam Icon. And then when you go into the My Soundtrack, you can import that and play it in the background of the game. I think I used my Linkin Park Hybrid Theory album to do it. And it was, yeah, once I'd read what to do on TA and put the music on there, it was super easy to do. So I was quite glad that existed, to be honest with you, because that could have been one that took quite a while. Right above that is Def Jam Rapstar. Got the mic out, didn't really do any singing because we launched a playlist in party mode and we used an audio effect on any song in any game mode. Before you go into any song, you need to assign some audio effects to some buttons in the options menu, and then as you're playing you can just press the buttons and it'll trigger the audio effect during the song. Easy 5G. But before we left, we did do that as well. We launched a playlist in party mode. I can't rap, so that wasn't going to happen. We might be able to get some more easy ones out of that, who knows. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Perform your first takedowns. Civilians don't count, so be nice. That was actually quite far into the game again. There's a lot of tutorial stuff to get through before we could actually take down someone that counted towards the achievement. But once we got there, it's not a difficult task to do, but unfortunately you might have to play the game for a bit before you do get there. But not difficult once you do. Devil May Cry 4. Acquire 10,000 red orbs. Most likely the first achievement a lot of people will get in this game. Obviously for killing enemies and hacking away at bits of scenery that are destructible, you will eventually get 10,000 red orbs reasonably and relatively quickly. And there's a tutorial section in the game that gives you a lot of red orbs as you're going through that as well. But not difficult, you just have to play the game for a bit. But what a great game it is. This is one game I want to go back to and play, definitely. Diablo 3. Kill the Skeleton King in normal mode. That was, I think I spent nearly 3 hours with this game getting there. But do you know what? I really enjoyed this. I didn't think this was my style of game, but I did really enjoy this. So yeah, just a bit of a dungeon crawler, isometric top-down view. Fantastic game, honestly. But yeah, for your first achievement, this will probably be it, and it's quite a way into the game, but had so much fun doing it. Dishonored. This was very early in the game as well. That's the opening mission, opening level, probably the prologue. There was again a lot of tutorial hints in there as what to do as well, so you'll get that very early on, and you won't have to play much of the game to get your first achievement out of it for just doing what is the prologue. Disney Sing It, as you see, 11 out of 25. Spent a bit of time with this one. And I know why I spent a bit of time on this one. So we completed all the lessons in Sing It Pro, but then I went on TA to see if I can make any of the achievements easier and less painful. And there was a link to basically a website which plays just a single tone, and that single tone works really well in one of the songs. Honestly, look it up. And when I put it next to sort of the laptop speaker and just let it play during this one song, I could see why, because the note is literally in one place for most of the songs and it hits so much of it. So yeah, I did that in solo, so performed a solo gig. We got the top score on the song because of doing that. There you go, scored that much and that much, 1 million, and during it hit the times 4 multiplier, which I couldn't do without that tone. Honestly, I'm tone deaf, is that expression when you're singing? Don't think so, but yeah, just useless to singing basically. Complete the song on your own, complete a song on your own mode, and that is where they don't even give you the prompts. So after we've done it with the prompts, we've done it without the prompts in that mode, and again just played this monotone next to my speaker, and of course got the 75% notes as well hit. Did the same for duet mode, got 2 bikes out, stuck them right both next to the speaker, and again hit some point markers, so got a nice chunk of Gamerscore out of that. Not a lot of time in the end, and we will actually return to this one because I think there's complete all songs, and all sorts of things, and we'll just start one up and leave it next to, well, we don't even have to sing, we'll just start them all up and let them play out. So there'll be more to have out of that. Batman Arkham City, after my original copy I found was faulty, I managed to pick up another one cheap from a charity shop and basically play about 15 minutes into the game to get the first storyline progression or achievement when you're in the prison queuing up. So, yep, nice easy one there. Disney Universe. Defeat 5 players at a single level, defeat another player by throwing them. So, in the very first level, you can actually throw the person off the edge and defeat them that way, which is what I did, and then I did it 5 more times and got that at the same time. So that was a nice quick and easy game to do and get done. Looks interesting, might go back to that. Divinity 2, we've got 4 on this one. Right, so yeah, the first level is very, again, tutorial based. You finish Fireglow Happy Hunting, and along the way we spoke to an illusionist and and made use of their services, and spoke to someone and was able to read their mind. There's a prompt where you can read someone's mind, literally just press X on it and then that will pop, and managed to level up once as well. So yeah, another RPG, and I played a lot of those so far, especially around the D area in the alphabet, because as you can see I'm going through them in the alphabet. But all of that was probably achieved within about an hour's worth of play. Yes, got the DJ decks out. Got 100G, 12 achievements out of DJ Hero. Quite proud of myself for this one because I'm not very good at these sort of games, but we did the tutorial and we got an 8 times multiplier during any mix, but it wasn't during the tutorial. Of course it was on easy for me to get that. Turn the effects during every effect zone in any mix. Again, done this on the easiest difficulty possible. Completed the first mix. And then we went for after we'd done that, we got to the online leaderboard, complete set list on any difficulty, and then I went for this. I looked at see what was the best song to do, and I was able to get a 50 streak in any mix on hard, which is good for me, so I was quite proud of myself. We did that as well, and we did all that as well, all during the same song. Managed to get 4 stars out of it. And complete all perfect regions that activate Euphoria in any mix on hard difficulty above. So managed to get all of that out of that song. Think I might have had to play the song twice to get all of them, with focusing on different areas of what to do. But, I was able to get it out of that one song. And then we watched the credits. And I say we watched the credits. We played them and walked away and returned back after about 20 minutes. Because the credits on this apparently take, it is literally 12 to 15 minutes of the credits to play out. So we just let them play out and walked away while I had something else to do. And above DJ Hero, it's DJ Hero 2. I think we did the same thing with the credits there. Again, the credits are very long on this, so yep, had to start those up and walk away, do something else, to washing up or have a bath or whatever. Right, so this was the one that we aimed for. Only crossfade to the left in all freestyle sections of any mix, so very easy to do. Just remember to always go left. Obviously I knew how to crossfade because I've done the tutorial in the first game. Play opening night in Empire mode, so we just kicked off Empire mode as well, just to pop that achievement before watching all the credits to get that done. So all of that didn't take too long. Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry this time. You purchased your first upgrade, you get the opportunity to do that quite early on. I think there's a tutorial in that to go through as well. Not difficult, doesn't take too long. Prize fighter, this was super quick. Remember this one? Create a career boxer. So you literally go to create a boxer, which is on the main screen. You can edit if you really want to, but you can just save what's there. Job done. Which is exactly what I did. Doom 3 BFG edition. Oh no, I'm getting mixed up with Duke Nukem. Right, kill an enemy with 1 health remaining in Doom 3. I got very, very lucky with this. Very lucky with this, because you have to progress quite a bit to get to the stages of obviously fighting enemies. And I thought a lot of the other achievements are going to take quite a while. If I get a chance to do this one, I will. And there was 2 enemies in an area, and I let them both hack away at me for a bit. I killed one. And then the other one, I noticed every swipe they were doing was taking away 3 health. So I quickly paused, saw what I was on, did my maths, and I thought, fantastic, this will actually work out for me to have 1 health left. And because I had that as soon as I knew that, I was like, right, back away, boom, shoot them, and I got it. I could have spent a lot more time in that game with it, but I got a bit lucky there, so thank you for being kind to me, Doom 3. Above that is Dragon Age 2. This is very early on, first mission of the game, first quest of the game. I must admit, I heard good things about the Dragon Age games, but these aren't my type of games, and there was a lot to take in and a lot to learn early on, for me anyway, so I'm not a big fan of the game. But we did the first quest in Dragon Age 2, we did the first quest in prologue in this case, in Dragon Age Inquisition. So none of these took too long. We got 2 achievements out of Origins for some reason. Oh right, we did the first mission basically, but we did it without the main character ever falling in battle, so fantastic. Got 2 for 1 out of that as well. I will return to them someday, but they're probably further down the queue than a lot of other stuff. Here comes the Dragon Ball games. Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. Clear basic tutorials. Didn't take too long. Gonna get a lot. I keep saying, gonna get a lot of clear tutorials. Hi Scott. Can get a lot of tutorials when going for this. Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2. Complete Battle Galaxy Mode for the first time. There you go. Again, very early on, because it's the first level, first battle. It's going to be quite easy. It was quite easy. Didn't lose. Quick 5G out of that one. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Clear the prologue. Again, another clear the prologue. Doesn't take too long. Very tutorial heavy. No problem there. Dragon Ball Z Budokai HD. I think this one might have taken a little bit longer than the others, but yeah, basically that's the first mission in the Budokai side of things. You know, you get to pick which one you want to do. I looked at TA and this seemed to be a little bit easier and quicker. It was about 15-20 minutes. Again, a lot of it was heavily prompted early on as well. You have to sort of move a guy into this sort of ray that you're fighting sort of towards the end, a bit bossy battle bits, and to get that done. But it wasn't difficult. Again, got it done rather quickly. This time it's Ultimate Tenkaichi to talk about. Win 1 event battle in story mode. Start story mode, win 1 battle. Didn't take long at all. Again, being very early in the game, it's going to be easy. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Complete the prologue. Another complete the prologue. Again, didn't take too long. Probably about 15 minutes of my life there as well. Sonic Adventure. Right, this is the Dreamcast collection. I've decided that if I come across any compilations, then obviously all the games on there tend to be separate as such, separate games. So I thought, well, any game on there that I haven't got an achievement out of, we have to do each one and then I'll move on. So Sonic Adventure was to find Tails, I think. Tails is your friend now, there you go. That is basically finishing the very first level of the game, which is nice and easy. Doesn't take too long. And yes, I know what's coming next. The other game on their collection that I hadn't done, because I have got achievements in Sega Bass Fishing and Crazy Taxi, but not Space Channel 5 Part 2. This is a rhythm game, and it's just... the achievement I've got is just for finishing the first level, which again is a little bit tutorial heavy, but it's a dancer rhythm game without any on-screen prompts. And I was reading the solution for this on TA, and people were struggling with this. I was struggling with this. I think it took me what should have been only, I hoped, about 10 to 15 minutes. It took me nearly 2 hours by the time I got it, because eventually I got the time right, because I just had to learn. I had to learn a bit more, move on, you know, and then I got a bit further and learn a bit more. Horrible, honestly. If you're a completionist, don't start that. Unless you're very good at Space Channel 5 Part 2 from your Dreamcast days or something. But yeah, don't ever want to see that game again. Duke Nukem Forever. Find and steal a piece of poo. You start the game pretty much in the toilet, go to the cubicles, one of them has a bit of poo in it, so if you hover over it in the right place, you can pick it up. You can even throw it at the wall like I did. And yes, nice easy 10G, pretty much straight away, and I've got quite a famous achievement on my gamer card. Fantastic. I'll do anything for achievement, I don't care. Dungeon Siege 3, you CD control to Gunderic Manor of Leona. Now this is actually again another dungeon crawler game, isometric view. This is quite a way into the game, but I didn't hate this game, didn't love it. I just enjoyed it, and I didn't mind getting that far into the game. But it's quite a way into the game, so I want to say it took me about an hour and somewhere between an hour and 2 hours. A very broad margin, but like I said, it's a while ago now. It's the 12th. Right, above Dungeons... oh, here we go. The Dynasty Warriors games. 5 Empires. What have we done in this one? Clear Special Stage. Yellow Turban Rebellion. Again, a lot of these ones, I looked up which mission to do and what you had to do for it. And I think most of these took a little while. The the Warriors ones did anyway. I think it was about half an hour, but I made sure that I went to the right place to do that mission because I think it was one of the higher lower ratio ones on TA, so it was one of the easier ones to do. So yeah, it didn't take too long. That one, I think, did the same thing on Dynasty Warriors 6. Yeah, to get Pang Tong has been unlocked. You have to do a specific mission. So I looked up which one of the easier ones was, one of the quicker ones was, and we did that. Probably the same thing on Dynasty Warriors 7 as well. Yeah, but we managed to do that battle without taking damage, so that was fantastic. Or was that the tutorial mission? And that counted. I can't quite remember. Oh, no. That was a very short mission. Yeah, no, I did do that. Yep, I looked up a trick on TA on how to get that achievement, and then we did that one as well. Didn't take too long. Nice and easy, that one. Dynasty Warriors 8, we've got 3 in this one. Oh, right, yes. So, finished any stage of the game except tutorial without taking any damage. Again, there was another easy way to do that. Thank you, TA, for that solution. And then when we did that, that was basically the first mission of the game. And when we did that, it actually built a new facility for us once we returned to the main hub of Ambition Mode, because we started Ambition Mode. And then I thought, we'll go into the next battle. We'll keep going until we defeat 1,000 enemies, and we'll get that done as well. So, I kind of enjoyed the Disney Warriors, make it Disney, do it. I kind of enjoyed the Dynasty Warriors games. However, the Gundam one, not so much. I have already played the first Gundam one in the past, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. I knew this would be a good couple of hours just to get one achievement out of, but we cleared official mode using one character. For the achievement to unlock, you have to make sure you go into save data, and then when you save the data, it will unlock the achievement. But yeah, that was a good couple of hours. Again, I played it on easy mode, and it wasn't too difficult. I don't think I would play the Gundam ones over the Warriors ones given the choice. But yep, we got an achievement out of that, and we will have to do Gundam 3 at some point when I get it. Dynasty Warriors Strike Force, thought we were done with them. We haven't. Complete first quest, defeat first officer, defeat first rank and file soldier. So that's basically that one there is that I'm on now is basically the easiest enemy. That's basically the second easiest enemy, and then you'll defeat both of those types on your way to completing the first quest. So that one was nice and easy. Didn't spend too long with that one at all. Right, the first game I've got no achievements out of, which I've left on my card for now. As you see, there's only 6 in the game, but they take a long time. So one I am working on is acquired after clearing all stages in easy mode. I think there's about 50 of them. So what I did is I played it for about 5 stages, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to it, clear another at least 5 stages, or even just 2 or 3 stages or something every time, and then eventually we'll get there. And then we've got to do them on normal, hard and hardest mode, but by doing them on that we can acquire more of the weapons that you need to pick up along the way, and then hopefully we can even do Inferno mode. But yeah, and there's an achievement for acquiring all weapons in the game. So we're working our way through the levels, and I don't think they stack either, so you got to at some point anyway. So we're working our way through the levels and hopefully upgrading at the same time, so we can do them on all difficulties a lot easier down the line. But this one here, Insect Armageddon, the IA stands for, defeat 100 ants and 100 tickers. I went into survival mode, played that about 3 or 4 times. In one of the maps you can get into sort of a turret and then just go mental, so we did that, and we got 2 of the smaller enemies in a lower amount done. As you'll see, look, there's 1,000 to do at some point. But that one looks a lot of fun, so I might return to that. Right, EA Sports MMA, we've got 7 out of this. So the first thing I had in mind to do was actually this one here. Fight between 2 people. Just set it up. Don't even have to win, just fight. Put it on the easiest difficulty possible. I must admit, I didn't know what I was doing. I was mashing away, and I actually won with a leg submission, whichever one of these 2 guys I was. And I thought, fantastic. And I just thought, there's probably a little bit more I could get out of this quite quickly without moving on. So we went for, what did we actually go for? Win a fight by TKO in Fight Now Online or Career Mode. Win a fight 15 seconds or less. Right, so yeah, I was going for the less than 15 seconds remaining. And but because I kind of worked out how to do this by accidentally doing it. And on the way to getting that, I got that. I don't even know how I got it. I just got it. So a little bonus one along the way. So we was able to, got to 15 seconds left. We was in that submission mode. You have to pull the joysticks to sort of apply more pressure. Won in the same way possible. So then I set up a fight between a very big guy and a very small guy on the easiest difficulty. And then we won a fight by TKO in Fight Now, even though I wasn't going for that. I was going for the knockout one, so I had to go again, and I did that by winning with punches only as well. So yep, I had to do a couple of extra fights and got a few more achievements out of it before I moved on to it. And I'm not really clued up on MMA, so I was quite happy that I got 105G out of that before I moved off. Right, eat lead. You'll pop a load out of this nice and quickly, because you'll get an achievement for just starting the game. And I could have just done that and moved on to the next game, but I thought, no, we can get quite a bit out of this quite easily. We'll play the first tutorial and a bit of the first level. There we go, complete the tutorial. And the tutorial on this is really short and quick, so no time at all, that one. Defeat an enemy using melee combat, so I knew what the button for melee combat was. I took the first guy out with that. So I thought, why not take the next 4 guys out? Again, using melee, and we'll get that as well. And there we go. Look, pause the game. We'll get you an achievement. And before we're done with the game, we'll switch over to the gun. We'll get the 20 headshots achievements done. That won't take too long. There's plenty of enemies to start off with. We done that. But before we left the game, we gave the credits a little watch, and that's a nice 60G for just watching the credits. And I don't think they're DJ Hero long, from what I can remember. They were a few minutes, but they weren't 12 to 15 minutes like both DJ Hero games are. So a lot of Gamerscore out of that in not a lot of time. So, and that's a fun game. I might return to that one very shortly. Oblivion, do you know what? That was finished the first quest. That took a while. These aren't my style of game. Nothing against them. I know they're popular games, very popular games. A lot of people love them. Just not my style of game. So both times were pretty much finished the first quest. I remember one of them took a while for me. I got a little bit lost. El Shaddai was another one for finishing the first chapter 00. Honestly, that was done within 5-10 minutes. Probably very tutorial heavy as well. That looks like an absolutely weird game. Can't wait. Enchanted Arms, another RPG. Spent a bit of time with that. It's to progress my way through this school into this outdoor area, which was kind of a little bit of a festival. Find 3 golden tickets, or was it 5 golden tickets? Go up to this other guy to let me into this hall to fight Yuki, and then I got that achievement. So yeah, that was a good hour and a half spent on that game. But for an RPG, I didn't hate this one. So that could be my way of easing myself into them. Like I said, not really a big fan of them. Enemy Front did some multiplayer achievements in this. I literally started up a multiplayer match. Again, just me, one person, and got that achievement. There are a couple you can get out of this on your own. I think the game's still online. I think servers are still active. But there are a couple you can get on your own. So we did that. 5 matches in radio transmission mode. You can speed up how long this takes by running around to the radios, but ultimately you do have to sit and wait for matches to finish. So you can do that on your own. There's no opponents, but because you're taking over the radio transmission, you're getting the job done, basically. And then we played all modes, but when you play the mode on your own, you have to wait for them all to time out every time you're in one. So yeah, that took a while, but I thought, you know what, while I'm doing stuff around the flat, why not? We'll just do that. We'll let each one run. Get myself a nice easy achievement. Enemy Territory Quake Wars. This was all tutorial and it took quite a while, but yet we did the training and we got our achievement out of Enemy Territory Quake Wars. Above that is a great game, Enslaved Odyssey to the West. What a game. I need to return to this one very, very soon. Absolutely love this one. Again, I think that achievement was just finishing the first level. Yeah, first chapter complete. Doesn't take too long. Great game. I need to play this one soon rather than later. Right, Disney Epic Mickey 2. Finished Jens Sid's lab, and along the way to doing that, we found a collectible pin, which was just kind of there, and painted every star and comment in Jens Sid's lab. So we sort of walked up this spirally cloud-looking staircase thing, and he wanted us to paint it as we went along, and I just made sure I got everything, even these little bits to the side. Easy achievement, got it. Aragon above that, and I think this is another first level. Yes, you made it through Spy Mountains level on normal. Again, it's very tutorial heavy, not difficult to do at all, so I whizzed through that in no time at all. Escape Dead Island. Complete the prologue. Another prologue one. Another prologue one, which doesn't take too long, so thank you for 25G and not a lot of time. Okay, The Evil Within. I really enjoyed this one. Being the horror fan I am, I was kind of naturally expected to enjoy this one, and I did. Heard so many great things about it. Absolutely loved it. What a storyline. Very weird, but still loved it. Anyway, weapon of choice, defeat the sadists within the village, and this is the first achievement I think most people get in the game. It comes to this area where you have to deal with this guy so you can essentially progress on through. Used up pretty much all my ammo. Ammo's always at a premium in this game, but yeah, used up what ammo I had. But then I realised that you could run through this house and pull levers which activate spikes on the floor, so you get far enough ahead of him, pull this lever, spikes come out the floor, it damages him. I think I had to do it like 2 or 3 times. It was enough to finish him off. We defeat the sadist and then we moved on. But I thought, do you know what? I've killed quite a few people. I might as well try and kill 30 enemies before I move off this game totally. And I did that as well. But spent a good amount of time with this game. 2-3 hours perhaps. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I need to go back to that and actually play through it. Fable 2 above that. A child hero collected 5 pieces. These both kind of happened. Like, perform an expression. I had to do that with the first person I pretty much approached, so it kind of is missable, I think, but it's pretty much story progression that is hard to miss at the same time. But yeah, then I was tasked with collecting 5 gold pieces for the Fateful Purpose, and I did that. And once I'd done that, I kind of called it down that game and moved off. But I was actually really enjoying that game. So again, this is one that sort of marked in my head to come back to. So after Fable 2 was Fable 3, and again these both kind of happened naturally. You held hands with another person. What better way to make a connection? There's a point in the storyline which says to hold the other person's hand and then move off with them. So we did that, and I believe that was pretty much story progression as well. The guild still reacted to your touch, your hearing. You knew that already. So yeah, a couple of storyline progressional achievements which took probably about an hour of my time to do. Above that is Facebreaker. Again, create a photo game face box, and another thing within the game which you just have to press a few buttons in the right menus to do. Again, you could adjust things if you really want to, but yeah, just mash buttons and save it once you're in the right place. We did that. Easy 25G, thank you very much. Fairy Tale Fights, we did a little bit of another walk away from the Xbox and leave it running on this one. Remain in Tailville for more than 15 minutes. So you're in that hub before you walk up to someone and press a button to get into a fight or whatever. Get into the first level. I don't even know. Just stand around in the main hub and leave them there for 15 minutes. So yep, did that and popped the next game in and moved on. Falling Skies. This was a bit of a strategy game. I had to spend a bit of time with this one. I had to do a couple of missions, and then you can go into your medical area and click on how to learn to create defibrillators, but then you need the currency to buy it. I had the currency to buy it, but I then had to complete another mission in order to go back and for it to be able to be bought. It's the middle option in your medic, and it's the only one that really has an achievement attached to it. So yeah, I had to read up on this and know about it so I could get an achievement out of it quickly as possible. Not really a strategy game fan either. I like my arcadey stuff and my races, so a lot of RPGs and strategy games I've had to play so far. But yeah, we did that. Went out completing another. Again, it was all on easy missions. So I'll tell you what, for a strategy game actually, it was probably one that I enjoyed the most. And I'll come back to this one without any sort of fear and dread in my mind. But that achievement wasn't too hard to get. Fallout 3. Got the Pip-Boy 3000 tutorial stuff. You'll get given a Pip-Boy 3000 not long at all into the game to get that one. And same with Fallout New Vegas. I believe that again, that achievement there, very tutorial based, early on stuff that you do when you progress to the right spots. Very early on in the story, you'll get that achievement. Family Game Night, I decided to spend a bit of time with this because each sort of each game area has whatever. Well, how much do we have out there? Yeah, there's 5 games and each of them have like 200 attached to it, and maybe even more out of this game. I haven't done my maths properly here, but yeah. So I started playing against a computer and actually came to a game draw where nobody won. You know, I played Connect 4 and it's the easiest game out of all of the ones on this. So that's why I thought I'd go for this one first. I won a game of Connect 4, and then I thought, you know, we'll get the 2 controllers out and we'll knock the game out in no time at all, because that way we can guarantee connected 4 in under 2 minutes, connected 4 in under 30 seconds, because you're just playing against yourself. One at Connect 4 by connecting 5, and then of course we also need to do a row of 7 pieces, so we can also do that if we're just playing against ourselves as well. Won a total of 10 games of Connect 4. When I go Connect 4 using all the power chips, so there's another mode where you can have power chips, just make sure they're all used before you win. This one 4 single player rounds in a row, you can't do against the second controller. You have to do against the computer. So I made sure I went up to 9 rounds, and then I put it on the easiest difficulty. And even then, they're no mugs, but if you learn their pattern, you can trick them quite easily. And I was able to get 4 wins in a row. So, and then after that, went back to my 2 controllers and just smashed out 50 games of Connect 4, and got that achievement done there as well. And got Connect 4 in Family Game Night done. So, yeah, I think this one I might return to and do a lot of 2 controller stuff and get that one done, and probably get 1000G on that after I've done my little one for every game thing. Far Cry 2, what are we doing now? Escape the town, again, another one very early on, first mission stuff that doesn't take very long, so was pleased to get a nice quick achievement done out of that one. And then Far Cry 4 took a little bit of a while. I ended up spending about probably a good couple of hours on this, but I didn't care, I was enjoying it. During the Golden Path, you'll get after liberating the first outpost, which is an achievement. But on TA, someone on there shared a very good trick. In that first outpost that you can liberate, there's an elephant in a pen. Stand right back as far as possible. Stay out of sight. Don't get detected, so no alarms get triggered. And just shoot the lock off the pen. The elephant goes mental and goes around killing everybody. And then you've got that achievement. And then you're literally seconds away from getting that achievement straight afterwards. So yeah, spent a bit of while with the game, but I loved Far Cry 3, and I'm enjoyed what time I spent with this, so this will be one that I'll be wanting to play sooner rather than later. After that, Far Cry Instincts Predator, which I can say the same about this game. Played a bit of a way into it, and then I got to this section where about 5 or 6 guys sort of come out in front of me and attack me, and I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to, like, out of the say 6 guys, I'm going to kill 5 of them, with headshots, let the other one kill me, rinse and repeat till I get 100 headshots, and then I'll return to this game at a later date and play it properly, because I wasn't really enjoying it, especially after just playing Far Cry 4. The difference is day and night in quality, if you ask me personally. Above that is Fast and Furious Showdown. Complete the first chapter, I believe, in this one. Doesn't take too long, it's not difficult at all. Nice quick one, no longer than 15-20 minutes, I believe, from memory. Fear, the first Fear game. Complete interval 2 in the campaign. Again, storyline progression, can't miss it, not too long into the game. Fear 2, kill 10 enemies with melee. As soon as I saw that was an achievement, I made sure the first 10 enemies I killed were via that method, and was able to get that done in not too much time. And then Fear 3 will be above that. Complete interval 1, even quicker than completing interval 2 on the first game, so another one nice and quickly done. Again, storyline progressional, can't miss it. Right, a couple of FIFA games I was missing. One, the FIFA 19 I can understand, but 08 I don't know why. But anyway, on 08 we've got some easy ones. So we created a player. Again, just open it up, press save. League profile, create a tournament. Just open the tournament up, press save. Literally, not difficult at all. And then after that I thought, well, we might as well play an amateur game against the computer and just get that 5G done. Why not? It won't take long. We did that, and we managed to score a goal in the first 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes of the actual simulated time, and not obviously 5 minutes of real world time. Didn't take long at all. So above that is FIFA 19, which is a recent addition. I decided, because there's this achievement here to play a women's football match, we'll do that and see if we can pick up anything else along the way. So the very first achievement I got, I did a slide tackle, kept possession of the ball. I actually won a penalty in the game, and then looked up how to do this quickly and pulled it off. Because we was on amateur, I think, just to make sure we did win the game. Not that I needed to put it on amateur, because I won 13-0, I think, and could have been more, but I ended up relaxing towards the end. But yeah, because it was an amateur, the overlays were turned on anyway, so we left them on. We got that for playing a women's football match, and then I say we won, but we didn't get the achievement for scoring 5 goals in a women's match until the game actually finished. So nice little chunk of Gamerscore out of that in essentially one game. Fight Night Champion, defeat the prison gang member in champion mode. This is what you're pretty much thrown into this straight away, and you're near the end of a round, so you just block for that for all of about 10 to 15 seconds. Start a second round, when the next round starts up, even just go out swinging. You'll get that done in no time at all. Fight Night round 4. What do we do here? Want to fight now? Match against the CPU again. Just big guy against little guy, difficulty as easy as possible. Set it to 10 rounds, 1 in the first round, and we won it by knockout. So 3 achievements for 1 there, for not an awful lot of work. Final Fantasy 13, I believe these were first quest / tutorial / prologue achievements. So I can't really remember a lot about this, to be honest with you, but it was literally one of those 3 things in both of these games. So got through those nice and easy and quick. I was worried about those because, again, I'm not much of an RPG person and not very good at turn-based combat. Football management games, God, I spent a long time on these 3 horrible things. Right, so yeah, you managed to play a match without conceding a goal. You guys seem to have victory in a competitive fixture. Right, one thing I didn't realise is you can go on holiday, and if those things happen, the achievements unlock, and it almost just starts progressing through. But and you can't do them in the pre-season friendly, so you have to get through those as well, which is what took the time. But once we got into them, we literally just kept simming matches until we got them done. Did the same in 07 as well, I believe, for the conceding a goal, but we also had to buy a player as well for just 3 and 1G. And then above that, we did the same again. There you go. Win without conceding a goal. Again, it has to be outside of the pre-season in a competitive game. And we signed a player for a team as well. Literally, both times I signed a player, I was Barcelona every time, and I just signed someone for like nothing who wasn't very good. Naturally, they just came without a fuss. Fracture. Can I remember Fracture? Complete the tutorial. Collect a data cell. You've successfully opened the physics or hinge gate for the first time. That all happened during the tutorial. The data cell of these, I can't remember what colour, but there's these glowing orbs, and there was one right next to a door before I had to walk in it while I was still doing the tutorial, so that wasn't hard to find. Frontlines Fuels of War. Right, now I could have gone for this, complete the first mission on normal difficulty or higher, but I decided to crank it down to easy and try to do the first mission without dying. There are a couple of hairy moments with big tanks, which I nearly did die, but I didn't, and I was able to get through that first mission. It will take quite a while to get that first mission done as well, so it wasn't a quick one, but it was nice to do it with Iron Man, and I'll do all the levels on Iron Man, obviously on easy, and then I'll do all of the levels on normal difficulty, high for that, and so on. Not an awful game, that one, from what I can remember. Quite enjoyed it. Front mission involved, I think, yeah, complete Long Island research facility, another tutorial mission to get through. Like I keep saying, it's going to be loads of those. Fuse I really enjoyed, actually. Fuse I very much really enjoyed. That's actually right at the beginning of the second level, only a little bit into it, and I knew about that achievement. I was like, I've got to get that one. So we play through the first level, or first area, whatever you want to call it. It takes ages. You'll get that very early on, sort of. You'll get tutorial through it early on, and then you'll pick up your weapons. Viscimate 3 enemies at once using a mag shield. That was a special ability that your guy gets, and again, I got that by accident. You press one of the bumper buttons when you've got the shield up, and it sort of brings up the shield. You tap it again to throw the shield out, and there was this phase with lots of little enemies just running on the ground. It killed 3 of those, so fantastic. So we complete the Hyperion base, which was the first level, and there's this moment after you go through a few air vents and you jump down, there's this soldier having a pee in front of you, and you can just stealth take him down, and you get that achievement. So I had to get that, and then once I got that, I was just like, right, we'll move on now. Fusion Frenzy 2, minigame games. Won the main battle tournament with Dub, so yeah, do a battle tournament with him. Set it to 3 rounds, or the lowest amount of rounds possible. You'll get 3 types of minigames along the way when you do it, and if it's on the easiest setting, the games aren't too tough to win, so that was nice. And we'll return to this because there's pretty much do it with everybody, and there's some online stuff on there to pester a couple of my boosting buddies with to get done on this as well, so that shouldn't be too difficult completion, actually, if I can just get one of them to do the online with me. Right, Game of Thrones, there's a decision you can make early on to confront the 4 recruits in the training session. You need to select the options that it's basically, I will teach these guys a lesson or something, and then you'll have this sort of little fight against them. But you won't actually kill them, you'll just have a little battle against them. When that sort of sequence ends, you get that achievement. Not difficult at all. Generator Rex. I knew I could get 20 hit combo, but this, which is the one I thought I was going to get first, but during this early level you fly down to a planet, or you're just flying down to land. There's a big bit of debris with a circle in the middle. To be honest with you, you can't really miss it, because I didn't even know this was an achievement, and I was just like, I better go through the middle there, that's the easy bit, and boom, there was that achievement. Started it, and yeah, very much tutorial once you land on the floor, but I knew that you can get 20 hit combat this game quite easily, so I thought I'll get that before we bail out of this game, so I did. G-Force, first achievement on this, finished mission, countdown, is again tutorial. the first bit of the tutorial is very basic. You're actually just in a square room with coloured walls, and then you actually go sort of full on into the game a little bit, but it's still very tutorial based, and you have to do this bit where you go through vents and fly your little dude down to pick up a key card and all that sort of stuff. But it's all pretty much tells you what to do, and again, all very much tutorial, but expect to sit with it for about half an hour to get that first achievement done. Ghostbusters, nice easy one this. You start off the game after a really quality opening cutscene to watch, and you can slide down the pole by just pressing A, literally straight off the bat. There's so much other easy stuff to get out of this, but I was in a phase of where I just wanted to press on through a few games, so that's what we did there. G.I. Joe, what do we do this? Oh yes, got the second controller out for this one. Perform 10 barrel rolls in unison at any level in co-op. When you're playing on your own, the second your partner in crime as you're going along the level is basically AI controlled, but you plug a second controller and press start, and then you can take control of the two controllers, press A on two controllers at the same time 10 times, boom, that achievement will be done straight away. The Godfather, this is like what is it, Grand Theft Auto, obviously set in the Godfather world. Earned 5 execution styles, so this one took a while to do because I had to play through the story for a bit. And yeah, when an enemy's low on health, you can press RB and it'll perform an execution. So yeah, just keep doing that every time you're prompted, and eventually you'll get 5 different styles done. And yeah, it won't take too long in comparison to some of the achievements in this game. But I still ended up playing this game for about an hour. Didn't have to spend so long with the second one from what I remembered. Yeah, create a mobster using Mobface. We've gone from spending an hour to spending about a minute. You have to create a character when you start, I think, and yeah, again, just mash buttons and save. Golden Axe Beast Rider, this game is horrendous. Get 100% Titan bonus is what I decided to do. I did actually play through the tutorial a bit and out and round and went through the level a bit and nothing. And then I read that you could get this Titan bonus in the opening area when you're doing this tutorial. One enemy just keeps popping out. So I did this. You have to time the combo so that you actually add your Titan bonus. But once you've got that down, you can literally just sort of press. It's like press X, second gap X, and then do it again like 3 or 4 times on that one enemy. And then he dies, and then another one pops out because you haven't done what it's asked you to do, because the buttons are telling you to do the parry or do the dodge, but you'll just keep attacking them out, so they keep coming out, not progressing you on through the tutorial. So we did that, and I was just like, do you know what? If I can get the rhythm right, I can get the max, which is 1000%. Couple of failings. Don't get me wrong. I thought I was going to do it first time, got up to about 500 and failed, and then 400 a couple of times, and yeah, eventually I got the 1,000 done, actually quite easy once I got the timing down right. And yeah, I can't see me wanting to get back to this game very quickly. It's not that good, to be honest with you. Golden Compass, defeat the Shaman boss. He's actually at the end of what is a very long prologue. It's about half an hour in the end, I believe. Yeah, when I said beat the boss at the end of the prologue, and the boss isn't too easy to beat, I didn't think I spent as long as I did, but at the same time it wasn't too difficult. This does look like an easy completion, so we might smash this one out early on once we've done our one achievement thing. GoldenEye 007 Reloaded, got 2 in this. So after you've done a little bit of tutorial work, you'll start the game, and basically once you've started the game proper, you will just rendezvous with 006 in the dam. I went to TA, and apparently the first emblem you can find is literally a stone's throw from where you start. So where you start, you sort of head left and you can go down, and there's this big concrete tunnel, and on the roof of the tunnel is an emblem which you can shoot. So yeah, use TA if you want to find where that is. It's not difficult at all. Grand Slam Tennis, 2 controllers, and we got loads of achievements done. I actually saw this and thought, I'll just get 2 controllers out, I'll get 4 aces in a row. Didn't realise 2 aces in a row was an achievement as well, but when you're serving against yourself and they're not going to hit the ball back, you know you're going to get your aces. So I thought, well, we might as well set up a proper game, win a match without being broken, and break service. So yeah, so I basically was serving to myself and then hitting it back for my main account, and yeah, just winning the match without being broke at the same time, because obviously the other account wasn't returning. And before we knew it, in not a lot of time, we got 80G out, Grand Slam Tennis 2. GTA 4, this is complete the first mission, doesn't take long at all. You do a little bit of driving, and within 10 minutes that's done. GTA San Andreas, it's pretty much complete the first mission. Takes a little bit longer than GTA 4. I think it took probably about 15 minutes instead of 10. You have to ride your bike all over the place, and eventually you'll get that achievement. Greg Hastings Paintball 2. It's a bit worried about this one, but then someone very kindly put on TO, great way to achieve this achievement. Win a round entirely from the prone position. I thought I wasn't going to get it because I couldn't work out what I did wrong, but you can set up a match. So I set up a 7v7 match that lasted 1 minute, and the rules were you basically just got points for, you can set up lots of different game modes, and I picked the game mode where you just basically get a point per elimination or hit with the paintball. And basically what you do is you go prone by holding A before the 3-second timer is up at the beginning, and then remain in prone and hope your team win. First time, my team lost 4-1. Second time, my team won 5-2, but I went prone after the 3-second timer. Third time, I went prone before the 3-second timer had started the game. They won 5-2 again, I believe. I got my achievement. I can move on from this game. I'm not sure this is what I'm going to want to go back to too quickly. Right, knocked my way through some of the halos. Killed 5 enemies with a needle maker in or campaign. We did it in campaign. The shape of the weapon is in the little thumbnail there. It's pink, and once you pick it up, just open it up on a set of grubs. Job done. Decided just to move on once I'd got that achievement, because there was plenty of Halo to play. In ODST, as you'll see, I got 6 out of this. 6 out of this. So we found the first medical. That I think the first thing it asks you to do is find a medical kiosk, and then it tells you to go into that mode, and then once you do get to a certain point in that first level again, you've got to do that. Found your first clue, unraveling the mystery. Again, all of this is part of the opening tutorial mission, which I thought I'd play through until I could trade weapons with a fellow character. And then once I'd done that, I realised that with the basic pistol, if you're shooting a grub, it pretty much homes in on their head every time. So yeah, we did all that, and we spent about an hour or so with the game, and we got that 35G out of it, 6 achievements quite easily. Halo 4, I don't think, I didn't spend any time at all. You change your service tag in the Spartan ID card, and change your emblem in the Spartan ID card. Took no time at all. So yeah, we just smashed that out quickly. Combat Evolved Anniversary. Complete the level Pillar of Autumn on any difficulty. This was actually, this was in a spaceship level, and I actually really enjoyed this. Again, I played on the easiest difficulty, and I thought I'll just play for that first level because that's pretty much my only option within regards to first achievement in this one. So we did that. It wasn't too difficult. I actually really enjoyed it. So yeah, that level probably took about half hour, 45 minutes or so. And then Halo Reach. You start the game, and you can actually purchase an item from the army straight away. It gives you 5,000 of these points, and you can go into the very basic item, which you don't need to upgrade for, which is already fitted to you, and put an extra bit on, and basically purchase an item from the armory. And that is it. I think, wow, that was a lot to talk about, and I'm looking to do the same again next month. So I've got extra days in the month as well. There's only 28 days in February. There's 31 in March. That's another 3 days worth. So yeah, 123 different games I locked an achievement in. Boy, do I need to catch my breath and have a drink. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me in the journey so far. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, please hit a thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me after talking for God knows how long. If you are new to the channel and you've enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. I will love you for it. If you're not subscribed and you do subscribe, I love all my subscribers as well. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for watching or listening. And as always, please do take care.